Okay, so today I'm going to take up the second lecture, or it must be the last lecture, I guess, on the eternal moment. Previously, I told you. In fact, we stopped at the point where I told you about Fioginori, who proposed Miss Rebi when she was young, and of course, even Fio was very young at that time, and Fio proposed her. Fio proposed her when she came for her first visit to Volta, during her first visit to Volta. And now she is telling all these things to Colonel Leyland, who is now accompanying her during her second visit to Volta after a period of 20 years. Right? So 20 साल के बाद मिस रेबी वापस यहाँ पे आ रही हैं, and she is telling about the way this man Fioginori proposed her. A simple porter proposed her when she came to this place during her first visit. जब पहली बार आई थी ये वोल्टा, तो इनको जो पोर्टर था, जो इनका लगेज ऊपर चढ़ा रहा था माउंटेन पे, उसने प्रपोज किया था ना कर्नल लेलैंड. ही वॉज एन एरिस्टोक्रेटिक मैन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई ही फेल्ट वेरी डिस्गस्टेड even to think about it, as he was someone who believed in class differences. Right, now the porter belonged to the lower class, while Miss Ruby was a rich lady. Even when she was young, she was a rich lady, and that is why this Colonel Leyland, he is very much disgusted. He's feeling disgusted, and though he was disgusted, and even he was even trembling at the very thought of her leading a life with a poor porter. He did not said anything to Miss Ravi after listening to all of this, but then he wished to he did not said anything to Miss Ravi. And why did he do so? Because he wanted to marry Miss Ravi in near future. Colonel Leyland is accompanying her because he has this idea, he has this notion in his mind कि अभी हम लोग अपने middle age में आ चुके हैं, and now we have nothing to do in our life. We are already old enough, so maybe we should get married and get settled. So that is why he does not say anything to Miss Ravi when she tells him about uh, the way she was proposed by a porter named Fioginori. Even though he was very much disgusted, he did not utter a word. Okay, of course, but because of his facial features or the way Colonel Leyland behaved, it is clear to the readers that he is very much disgusted. He did not like this thing that a porter is going to propose a lady, that is Miss Revi, and Miss Revi has also clinged to that thought. Okay, so all this is offending him. Okay, so uh, just because he does not wish to offend her, he does not say anything to her. He only thought that authors are generally impractical and therefore did not pay much heed to these affairs. Okay, so that is what he is doing right now. Okay, so now that they are here in the Miss Rabi during her second visit and Colonel's first visit. So now at first they decided to stay in one of the luxurious hotels. Like I told you that there were many hotels that were constructed around this small village Volta. So they decided to live, or they decided to stay at the hotel Grand Hotel des Alpes. Okay, you are going to one second. Yes, so they decided to stay at Grand Hotel des Alpes. I can show you the spelling of this hotel. I hope you'd be able to see on my screen that it is GRAND Grand Hotel, HOTELDES, then ALPES. Okay, and there were other hotels also. For example, Hotel des Londres, Pension Liebag, then Pension Atherley Simon, Pension Bellevue, and Pension Old England, and Albergo Bissione. But then they chose to stay at Grand Hotel des Alpes. Okay, so they decided to live at this they decided to stay at this hotel, which was owned by the people who owned Albergo Bissione. So it was, see, Albergo Bissione was the hotel in which she stayed. Miss Ravi stayed during her first visit to Volta, and that is why they decided to stay at Grand Hotel des Alpes, because that hotel was also owned by the people who owned the hotel Albergo Bissione. Okay, now at this hotel, she felt very depressed. This Grand Hotel des Alpes, she felt very depressed due to the commodification of each and every little thing. The hotel imposed charges on each and every small thing, and to maintain a standard, the owners of the hotel had used pricey furnitures as well, pricey furnitures and other accessories. So she was very displeased to see the hold of and she was also displeased to see the hold of tourists at the hotel, at this hotel. Okay, and finally, after talking to a waiter, realized that the son, Signor Canto, Signor Canto, had abandoned his mother to take care of this hotel. That means होटल, ये जो एल्बर्गो बिस्सियोने था, जहाँ पे पहली बार जब मिस रेवी पहुँची थी वोल्टा, तो पहली बार वो एल्बर्गो बिस्सियोने नाम के होटल में वो रुकी थी, राइट। इसी होटल को, अब ये 20 साल बाद ही आ रही हैं, लेकिन इसी होटल को जो ओन किया करते थे सिन्योरा कैंटो, उन्हीं के बेटे सिन्योर कैंटो, नाउ ही इज़ द वन हु इज़ ओनिंग दिस होटल ग्रैंड होटल डेस एप्स, एंड दैट इज़ वाई शी प्रेफर्ड टू स्टे एट दिस होटल। लेकिन यहाँ आगे इनको पता चल रहा है कि सिन्योर कैंटो ने क्या किया है, अपनी मदर को उन्होंने अबैंडन कर दिया है ताकि वो अपने इस नए होटल पे ध्यान दे सके। Okay, now she realizes that due to commercialization of this place, Volta, the son had abandoned his mother and believed that it was all her misdoing. Right? She holds herself responsible for whatever that is happening in this place, and she believes that it is happening because of her literary work, The Eternal Moment, because she is the one who made this a small place so famous कि इतने ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट आ गए हैं, लोग करप्ट हो गए हैं यहाँ पे, बाहरी लोगों से मिल मिल के करप्ट हो चुके हैं, टूरिस्ट से मिल मिल के करप्ट हो चुके हैं, उन्हें भी लाइक अब वो बहुत ज़्यादा मनी माइंडेड हो गए हैं, राइट। नाउ all this realization has depressed her even more. So finally she leaves this hotel in her anger and goes to Bissione, जहाँ पे सीनियर कैंटो की मदर रहती थी। ओके, तो द प्लेस वेयर शी स्टेड ड्यूरिंग हर फर्स्ट विजिट इन वोल्टा, राइट, वेयर शी फर्स्ट मेट सीनियर कैंटो, who at that time was just a simple man. लेकिन अब 20 साल बाद जब ये वापस लौट के आ रही हैं, she gets to see that Senor Canto has completely changed. He now give more importance to money than to his mother, than to his familial bonds. Okay, and that is why in her anger she leaves this hotel, Grand Hotel des Alpes, and goes to the hotel Albergo Bissione, which was owned by Signor Canto's mother, Signora Canto. Okay, uh, yes, I hope you'd be able to see the spelling of Signor Canto, Signor space Cantu. We pronounce it as Signor, but the spelling is Signor. Okay, it is an Italian word. ये it is a form of address. Okay, जैसे यहाँ पे मिस्टर बोलते हैं वैसे ही वहाँ पे Signor कहते हैं. Okay, Italian. Okay, and Canto is the name of this person. Okay, now after coming to Bissione, she meets the mother of Signor Canto and gets to know how Signor Canto was taking away all the customers who were coming to stay at his mother's hotel, Albergo Bissione. Okay, she feels very guilty as she holds herself responsible for the differences between a mother and son due to the commercialization of Volta. And even at Albergo Bissione, she comes across various tourists. So this again offends her. Okay, Signora Canto also tells all the cunning things that Signor Canto does to lower down the fame of his mother's hotel. सीनियर कैंटो क्या क्या करते थे, वो बच्चों को पे किया करते थे ताकि वो गलत गलत बात बोले इनकी मदर के होटल के बारे में, एल्बर्गो बिस्सियोने के बारे में, ताकि वो लोग उस होटल को छोड़ के जो इनका नया होटल खुला है वहाँ पे जाकर के रहने जाएं, right? So he used to pay the children to speak bad things about albergo bissione. He used to pay concierges to lure guests from the albergo bissione to his hotel, that is Grand Hotel des Alpes. So this lady, Miss Revi, the authoress, she believes that it is she who is responsible for all of this misdoing. Okay, so throughout the day she feels in this manner, and later she goes to Grand Hotel des Alpes where Colonel Leyland was staying. Okay, and she wishes to meet Fioginore, Feoginori, who proposed her 20 years back, remember, during her first visit. I hope you remember Fioginore. Okay, so she believes that she is going to meet him at this hotel. Why? Because Signora Canto told her that Fio now works for Signor Canto as a concierge of his hotel. Okay, and that is why she believes that she is going to meet Fio there. Okay, now after spending some time in the hotel, she actually comes across Fio, who has totally forgotten her and all the memories of that incident, which was no less than an eternal moment, a very precious moment for Miss Reddy. जो 20 साल पहले हुआ था, he has forgotten each and everything, and now he too had grown old and stout, and was even though he was dressed very impressively. Miss Ravi was able to see that now he has also grown old, a bit stout now, and Miss Raby, on seeing that no one was there in that area of the hotel, she thinks that she should remind him about the memories of 20 years back, and that is why she does this thing. Okay, वो उसको याद दिलाती कि 20 साल पहले क्या हुआ था, 20 साल पहले वो उनसे मिले थे. Okay, now he also recalls that he did meet her and that she was a very good guest because she paid very nicely to him. Okay, uh, in fact, he says that I remember you very dearly because you paid me more than the tariff rates, and that's the only reason why he remembers her. Now this again offends Miss Rebby. She became very cold towards this man, and again she tries to reminds him about the way he has proposed her during her first visit to Volta. Now the moment this man Theo he realizes कि अरे हाँ इनको मैंने 20 साल पहले मैंने ये काम किया था, तो now instead of now he is very much he is feeling very horrified कि अरे मैंने ये काम किया था 20 साल पहले. And just then what happened is कि कर्नल लेलन भी वहीं पे चले आते हैं, and Miss Rebi, she says to Colonel Leyland right in front of Fio that this was the man I was talking to you about yesterday. And now Fio feels that he is being entrapped. That means he was set in a trap by Miss Raby. And now he starts to say that no, it is untrue. Everything is untrue. I was just an immature person then, and that is why I behaved so. And they should forgive him for this offense which he had done 20 years back when he was a young lad. Okay, and he says that he meant nothing. It was before he learned any behavior, and that is why he behaved in that particular fashion. And now that he is being reminded of those incidents, he is feeling very disturbed. He also says that he has forgotten everything, but it is Miss Raby who reminded him of all these things. Now, this again disgusts Colonel Leyland, and again he exclaims, "Good Lord, good Lord." That means he is again very disgusted. He does not like these things. So, this is how Colonel Leyland replies. And Theo is so much, what I would say is, Theo is so much horrified that he says that I shall lose my place, to quote E.M. Forrester. Um, he writes that I shall lose my place, sir, and I have a wife and children. I shall be ruined. तो फियो को डर लग जाता है कि उसकी नौकरी छिन जाएगी अगर वहाँ के जो ओनर है उनको पता चल गया कि इसने क्या काम किया था 20 साल पहले. Okay, so he is very much horrified this, for his job. Okay, and that is why he is feeling, he is asking for forgiveness. Now, Colonel Leyland also says that sufficient enough now, just forget whatever has happened and let's go. But this lady, Miss Ravi, she does not gives up. Colonel Leland did told Theo that whatever Miss Ravi's intentions may be, she does not intend to ruin you. He says this to Theo, but then Theo is very much horrified. Okay, and Miss Ravi at the other hand, on the other hand, she is also not giving up. She is very much offended. Ki Theo does not remember her. Theo does not remember any of the thing that happened 20 years back, because this is the moment. This was the moment, in fact, which she held very dearly. उसी moment से she used to draw inspiration, right? It is written in the text that, one second, let me tell you the lines from the text. Yes, 1 minute. Can I find it on my this thing? See, this is a very long story, or it's about 48 pages long. So I don't think I would be able to find that line in this online, no, it's not. I can't find it right now. I can't locate it right now. So, well, I can quote the lines. To quote, the incident upon the mountain had been one of the great moments of her life, perhaps the greatest. Certainly, the most enduring, that she had drawn unacknowledged power and inspiration from it, just as trees draw vigor from a subterranean spring. Never again could she think of it as a half humorous episode in her development. Okay, so now this woman, Miss Raby, the authoress, she is very much shocked. She is right now in her middle age, and this sudden shock has brought upon her a transformation. अब वो वापस अपने पुराने उस जो उनके मेमोरीज थे, वो वापस उसको, she can't live those memories again. Why? Because all her memories are being shattered, because now she has been hit by the reality. If you only remembers her for paying him वे अबव द टैरिफ रेट्स, और कोई रीज़न नहीं था जिसकी वजह से फियो ने उनको याद रखा था. बट फॉर मिस रेबी, किस लिए उन्होंने याद रखा था? बिकॉज इट वॉज फियो हु प्रपोज्ड हर 20 years बैक, राइट? तो ये सब चीज़ों से वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा नाराज़ हो जाती हैं, काफ़ी गुस्सा हो जाती हैं. एंड इन ऑर्डर टू, नाउ बीइंग एन ऑथर, शी tries to understand why Fio is behaving in this particular fashion. She believes that it is the commercialization that has ruined the personality of Fio, and that is why she says she believes that if she is going to take one of the children of Fio and she would grow him up in an aristocratic fashion, that would be the only way she would be able to uh, what should I say, she would be able to pay for the wrongdoings that she has done in this small place called Volta, right? Now now this Fio, he is after listening to Miss Ravi's idea, he is very much happy. Now what right now he is thinking is कि कितना पैसा मांग लूँ मैं मिस रेबी से अपने बेटे को इनको देने के लिए. लाइक The lady, Miss Rebby, she is saying that please give me one of your children, right? And Theo is thinking कि मैं कितना पैसा मांग लूँ मिस रेबी से in exchange of my son. Can you see how commercialized they have become? They are not giving any significance to familial bonds. एक father अपने बेटे को एक तरीके से बेच रहा है, right? So this is what happening. But the moment he was calculating everything, तभी Miss Ravi again asks him, did you loved me then? Did you really loved me then when you said कि you loved me and you would like to fly with me to kingdom? Did you really loved me? So now again Theo is very much alarmed. He believes that Miss Raby is trying to trap him. This is all just a trap. Okay, and now he retorts back very sharply that I have got a very sharp wife, and if she is going to do if she is going to say such things, my wife is going to maybe she might do something wrong to her. Okay, he even says that you should not see my wife. She is so sharp. Okay, and now all the idea that he was having कि अपने बेटे को वो उसको दे देगा in exchange of some money, now he say believes कि क्योंकि Miss Ravi is trying to entrap him, तो वो अब कुछ भी नहीं चाह रहा है. He is outrightly saying that you have been very kind about my little boy, but madam, my wife is never going to permit it. Okay, and now, listening to all of this, Colonel Leyland shouts at Theo. He says that you have insulted a lady. Okay, he made a chivalrous movement of attack. Okay, and see, no one was there in this area of the hotel, and that is why nobody knows what's going on in this area. Okay, well, Miss Raby now gives up all the idea and she smiles sadly at her own stupidity. She now understood कि ये सब बेवकूफ़ी थी उसकी, right? And she says that poor man, I have only vexed him, but I wish he would have given me the boy, and I wish he would have answered my question. So what was the question that she asked? That did you really loved me then? So she now realizes her stupidity, and now she is saying these things to Colonel Leyland and to Theo, that if only out of pity he should have at least answered me. So again she is talking very in a very silly fashion. He does not know the sort of thing that keeps me alive. She also says that he does not know the sort of thing that keeps me alive. See, that moment which happened 20 years back, that was an internal moment for her. That was something very important to her, very significant for her, very significant in the development, in the overall development of hers. But Theo is unable to realize this thing. Okay, how would he be able to realize, right? So he does not understand it, and the only thing he understands right now is that Miss Ravi is trying to trap him. She wants to do harm to him by taking away his job. Okay, okay, so now after Colonel Leyland has shouted on Theo and Miss Ravi said all these things, now even Colonel Leyland is thinking that maybe I should not propose this lady Miss Raby, because she does not understand the difference between the classes. Okay, he realizes that Miss Raby is someone who is very silly. Earlier, he used to believe that being an authoress, she must be a radicalist. But now he realizes that Miss Raby is not that kind of lady. And that is why he believes that he is not going to propose her, he is not going to ask her for marriage. And that's how this story ends. Okay, the story ends when there is one more thing that I'm leaving out. I think the last part of the story. So after this, all this thing has happened. This lady, Miss Ravi, she leaves that place because of her, what you should say, because she realizes that she had been very stupid, and that's why she leaves that place in her disgust, in her sad condition, that the moment that he holds so dearly, that was nothing but a sham. Okay, and that's why she leaves that place, and Colonel Leyland, he points her. Now see the last line of the story. I don't think I would be able to, would I be able to, yes, I think I would be able to show you this line. पेज नंबर दिया हुआ था and I was not able to find it. Well, leave it. I don't know when it's going to come, so I'm going to quote the line. Much as Colonel Leland disliked touching people, he took Theo by the arm and then quickly raised his finger to his forehead. Okay, now what is he asking Theo by this small gesture of his? That Theo should be smart, and whatever that has happened right now, he should keep it to himself. Okay, see? Yes, hey, you can see this line. Much as Colonel Leland disliked touching people, he took Theo by the arm, last second paragraph, and then quickly raised his finger to his forehead. To which this man, Theo, he says that exactly, sir, whispered the concierge. Of course, we understand. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. So, now what happens is Colonel Leyland's, he, through his gesture, he is asking Theo to be smart, to keep whatever that has happened right now to himself only. This whole issue should not leave the confines of the hotel. That is what Colonel Leyland is saying to this man named Theo Ginori in a very inexplicit manner. Okay, and you can see one more line in the here. One second, let me show you this line. Would I be able to find it? Let's see. No one, no one, no one, no one. Oh, oh. Yes, this stands, this paragraph. See, no one did call her. Colonel Leyland would have liked to do so, for he knew she must be unhappy. But she had hurt him too much. She had exposed her thoughts and desires to a man of another class. Not only she, but he himself and all their equals were degraded by it. She had discovered their nakedness to the alien. So, because of the class difference thing, Colonel Leyland now does not wishes to marry Miss Raby. Miss Raby does not understand the difference between classes, the rich class and the poor class. And if you remember, when I started the lecture number 1, I told you that E.M. Forrest plots his novels around the theme of class difference and hypocrisy of the early 20th century British society. So, that is again the theme in this story as well. And also, Miss Raby has underwent a transformation of character the moment she realizes that the moment which she held very dearly to her life, it was nothing. It was just, it was no less than a joke, in fact. Right, JOK joke, मजाक था बिल्कुल. But she held to this memory, she clinged to this memory of hers very dearly. और लास्ट में जाके उन्हें समझ में आता है कि ये सब बेवकूफ़ी थी उनकी. राइट, एंड द मोमेंट शी रियलाइजेस दिस थिंग, वो 20 साल से जो उन्होंने दिमाग में एक मेमोरी सेट करके रखी हुई थी, वो सब इट all gets shattered. Right, and that is how the story ends. So that's all in this lecture. Thank you. I hope I have been able to make you understand the story. If you have any problem, you may comment on my Google Classroom, where I'm going to post this link. Okay, thank you.